Cultural crossings. How has music played a role in shaping the politics of ethnic groups in Israel? Hey! Hi. Hello. Bet you don't know what this is. Oh wait, it's a kind of prehistoric spoon, right? Please. What if I told you this little bit of plastic spools and ribbon changed the world? Sure, it spawned generations of lovesick teenage boys making mixtapes for the girl next door. I'm talking about the catalyst for social revolution. Say what now? Little cassettes like this changed the entire landscape of Israeli society in the 1970s. You're talking about Mizrachi music, dubbed by Israeli ethnomusicologists like Amy Horowitz as cassette tape music. That's right. Now back it up a couple of clicks, rewind if you will. Mizrachim, Jews who come from the Middle East and North Africa, are dope. Immigrating from countries in North Africa, including Morocco, Tunisia, Yemen, and Iraq, the Mizrachi Jews, which means Jews of the East in Hebrew, came to Israel shortly after its establishment in 1948. Having gone through harrowing persecution in neighboring Islamic countries, many Mizrachim immigrated to Israel to find a safe haven. For them, Israel was a refuge, a place that took in ethnic groups desperate to escape from the perils of oppression and bigotry around the world. Ah, yes, and when they arrived in the Holy Land, the bigotry just ceased to exist, right? Right, so the new Jewish state took them all in and provided basic housing and education. Yet when Mizrachi Jews got to Israel, all was not perfect. They were sent to live on the periphery of Israel, as opposed to the main cities like Tel Aviv. Their cultural contributions, including music, was considered periphery too. The early Jewish settlers of the land, having survived persecution from Gentiles throughout Europe, were determined to create a wholly unique and original Israeli culture, rejecting anything from the old world. However, that original Israeli culture was created before this influx of Mizrachi Jews, by predominantly Ashkenazi Jews, Jews of European descent. Okay, I'll bite. The Ashkenazim were the center of the country, and their music dominated the country. Is that right? Exactly. From singers like Naomi Shemer. Parents are from Lithuania. Legendary rock and roller Arik Einstein. Parents also from Europe. Ilanit, who performed at Eurovision in 1973. Let's see. Ding ding, parents are from Poland. And how about the group of 5 guys from, you guessed it, Europe? The band called Kaveret, essentially revered as the Israeli Beatles. So the music scene was essentially all Ashkenazi, all European. That's right. So now the Mizrachi community was like, hey, we also make pretty awesome music, listen to us. But their music was not played on the radio, and they were essentially ignored by the recording studios, dismissed as lower quality music. Mizrachi music was actually deliberately suppressed, with government radio station regulations limiting the amount of airplay it could receive. But that started to change with the advent of the cassette tape. In the 1970s, despite a lack of radio airplay, Mizrachi music was widely distributed among neighbors and friends on re-recorded homemade cassettes. So much so that the Azulai brothers turned it into a massive cassette tape production and distribution business that made them one of the most prolific record companies in Israeli history. Do you remember hip-hop in the 90s in America? Ugh. What a time to be alive. We were like 3 years old. At the time, the 90s were filled with Tupac versus Biggie, West Coast, East Coast drama. NWA had produced Straight Outta Compton just a few years earlier, and this was counterculture peakdom. I'm coming straight out of Compton. Their albums were considered so taboo, law enforcement didn't want to do security for their shows, and the FBI sent them a letter asking them to cease and desist from producing the lyrics they were recording. Later on, Tupac and Biggie would forge their own pioneering sounds that pushed against the grain, filled with issues like white supremacy, poverty in the ghetto, and drug abuse in the black community. Slowly but surely, the rise of this art form saw it gain mainstream popularity. Okay, so What does the rise of hip-hop have to do with the Mizrachi? Politically speaking, the Mizrachi culture started becoming more centered and less peripheral in Israeli society, at the same time that Mizrachi music began to gain popularity. Menachem Begin, a Polish Ashkenazi rebel who was founder of the Likud party and 6th Prime Minister of Israel, campaigned to strengthen the Mizrachi community's economy and general quality of life so that this ethnic group could feel integrated as part of Israeli society and politics. Yes! And with that integration, the musical and political revolutions were on, just as the rise of NWA, Tupac, and Biggie in America and live the phrase, sky's the limit, represented the growing political strength of African Americans in American political life. Artists like Zohar Argov and Avihu Medina showed that the Mizrachim were a political force to be reckoned with. Let's be real, NWA and Ice Cube were talking about taking the power back. Mizrachi music is not exactly political. Much of the lyrical content is about unrequited love, pretty flowers, and good coffee. Yes, but its steady popularity has had political implications in Israel because it challenged the establishment. Haaretz writer Eva Aluz puts it like this: ethnicity was a powerful organizer of differences and exclusions, and the elites that had managed the state were more Ashkenazi than they were Jews, more Europeans than Zionists, more worried about their class privileges than about social solidarity. Today, Mizrachi music is legit the predominant culture. Mizrachi artists like Gad Elbaz, Omer Adam, and Moshe Peretz are household names. Even modern pop hitmaker Ben Al-Tavori is the son of one of Mizrachi music's biggest stars, Shimi Tavori. In Israel, their fame is huge. Per capita, their popularity is easily comparable to hip-hop artists in the States, like Kanye West, Chance the Rapper, and Common. So this ethnic minority in Israel shared its music through cassette tapes, gained popularity, and somehow that's like America electing Obama? Well, one could break it down as follows. First, you have a disempowered minority community. Second, this community finds its voice through music, which binds them together. Third, this bond strengthens their political power as a voting unit. And fourth, with that political power, they gain political strength and legitimacy. And the fifth step is that with that legitimacy, their music also becomes more legitimate and becomes accepted outside of their minority. And Ashkenazi Jews end up listening to Mizrachi music? Exactly! This year, Eurovision's winning song came from Israel, from artist Netta Barzilai, and contains strong Middle Eastern influences. My teddy bear's running away. The Barbie got something to say. Hey. It's so popular, it's Eurovision's most watched song on YouTube ever. Mizrachi music goes global. Exactly! Kanye once said that rap is the new culture. He said what was once the challenge to the establishment has become the establishment. As much as this is true for hip-hop in America, it's equally true for Mizrachi pop music in Israel. A community once told to hide and cover up what made them different has become the thing that everybody wants to be part of. That celebration of complexity is what I live for. I hear it. It's safe to say that historically within cultures, the strength of the music has always precluded political strength. If you want to see where Israel is going, keep a close eye on the Mizrachi community. And remember, a little cassette can change the world.